Laura Johnston, Marketing Coordinator for Hennepin Marketing, and we're delighted to have Joe Kerschbaum with us today. He's going to be speaking at Hero Conf 2012. Hero Conf will be a paid search-only conference hosted in Indianapolis, Indiana, in April 16 and 17 of this coming spring. Joe, it's a pleasure to have you here with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And to begin with, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, you already said my name, Joe Kerschbaum, and I am Vice President with Clicks Marketing. We are a search and social PPC firm, so we help clients optimize their AdWords, Ad Center, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You pay for it, we can help you optimize it. And I also have written for PPC Hero, and I'm also a regular columnist with Search Engine Watch, Website Magazine, Visibility Magazine, the Ad Center blog. I write in many places. And I am also the co-author of PPC SEM An Hour a Day, published by Wiley Cybex last year. So very busy.
That is great. How did you get started in PPC?
Actually, I was doing in-house PPC for a company, in Bloomington. It was a publishing company, and I had worked with Patrick East, the founder of Hennepin, and I was doing in-house PPC, and then he asked me to come work for Hennepin doing it full-time. So then that's how I made the leap from doing it quarter time to full-time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds really interesting. So, what's your favorite part of PPC?
Well, I would say it's two-pronged in the sense that with PPC, I like that it is an industry that is continually changing. I am a person that, if you ever talk to me more than once or realize I'm a person who tends to like to stay on top of things. I like to stay busy. I like to stay a student. I like to be continuously learning, and especially in the world of PPC and SEM, that is not a problem because something's always changing. There's always some new algorithm, some new feature, something's different every day. So that actually, some people might find that challenging. I find it exciting to try to stay on top of all of it. So that's part of it. And then also the community. It's filled, the SEM community is just filled with super awesome, intelligent, friendly people. And I love meeting everybody face to face and knowing people online and then eventually meeting them face to face because just everybody is really helpful, really insightful, and just, offering to help a hand if you ever need anything. So I would say continuous education and the community are two of the things that, I really like about being in this industry.
In your opinion, what is the most important component in running a successful PPC campaign?
There are just so many components that go into managing a successful PPC campaign. So I would say, the big one that I would carve out, which is somewhat nebulous, is relevancy. Because somebody comes to a search engine, they have a very specific reason for being there. If you're browsing CNN, or you're browsing Facebook, or you're browsing Twitter, you're inactive. You're just kind of looking around. When you go to Google, all you have to do, aside from Google Plus and all the other social stuff they have in there now, if you just go to google.com and type in something, you have a purpose. So you have to make sure that that you have relevant keywords, relevant ad, and a relevant landing page. Now, what that means for every campaign, what that means for every keyword is very different. But relevancy also, I guess the best way to sum it up, may not be like number one, the most important thing ever, but if you don't have that, everything else is going to fall apart. The debate is over because the display network absolutely works, and it's absolutely worth your money, and it's absolutely worth the optimization effort. However, though, with me saying that the Google Display Network absolutely works, it absolutely works for certain advertisers. There are going to be advertisers that maybe the ROI or the profit margins on the display network aren't as good as search. But that's something that a search marketer needs to determine for themselves. You can't just have blacklist the display network and never use it. You need to test it for every client and then realize, okay, this channel doesn't work. You just can't have it as a policy that the display network doesn't work. So I would say for every advertiser, obviously they're going to be running search, test the display network and see if it works. Now, like I said, for every advertiser, it doesn't work. So what we have found, at least the most success have been for advertisers on the display network is usually with a software conversion action, such as a white paper, lead generation, things like that, a sign-up, newsletter sign-up, things like that. That tends to be because it's lower impact rather than requesting a credit card and actual purchase. But that doesn't mean it doesn't work. I mean, we make sales all day long on the display network. So I would say that, you just have to figure out client by client, the display network works for you, and then optimize. But then also realize it's okay to cut it if it doesn't work, but you should at least try it and not have like don't be scared of it. It's there to help you, but it is a big beast and it needs a lot of optimization, but it's worth the time.
Switching topics a little bit towards Hero Conf, as we mentioned, you'll be doing a landing page clinic. And what are some of the most common mistakes you run across when looking at landing pages?
Sure. Well, it's tough because every landing page is different. So it's hard to say that there's like a common mistake that I see on every landing page because they're all different. They all have different objectives and they're all doing something different. So I would say that, in general, what I often see or what we see is a landing page that just doesn't have a clear purpose. When somebody gets to the landing page, they're not exactly certain what they need to do. Now, whatever that is, that's why I'm keeping it somewhat high level, is up to every advertiser. But just take a look at your landing page and just make sure when somebody arrives, they know exactly what you want them to do, whether it be a purchase, an newsletter sign up, even a like us on Facebook, whatever. Just make it so you can't miss it. I think that's a big problem that people tend to have with their landing pages, is just really making sure that it's action focused. Because let's face it, if you paid to get a click and to get somebody there, you got to get something out of it. You just can't. Mission accomplished is not the click is not the mission accomplished. It's the conversion or whatever you want them to do. But I would say in regards to editorial policy, that is one thing I can say concretely is to make sure that you have like your privacy policy and things of that nature at the bottom. All those editorial things that Google looks for, because if you don't, you will get dinged editorially and your ads will get rejected.
Wow. And at Hero Conf, is there anything in particular you're really looking forward to learning or experiencing there?
Again, it's kind of twofold. I look forward to, first of all, like the experience in the sense that, meeting with a lot of the people that are going to be there. I'm friends with a lot of the speakers, and then I've actually known a number of the speakers and people who are attending online for years, and I've never met them face to face. So I'm actually looking forward to just the experience of catching up with some old friends and meeting some people that I've known online for a long time. In regards to like learning and education, like I said, I'm always, I always want to be a forever student. So I'm looking for, what I always look for at conferences is, in all honesty, there's every once in a while there's that huge revelation that's changes the way you see everything. But more often, I get those like little nuggets of wisdom that may change how I see small things, which is great. I mean, that's even almost more helpful, where maybe you learn like a new tactic with headlines or a new tactic with ad extensions or something like that, and it either will change the way you see it or just change your course a little bit. So I just look forward to like those little nuggets, learning a number of them. So that's what I look forward to.
That's great. Well, we're definitely looking forward to having you there with us. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And Hero Conf, as we mentioned, will be on April 16 and 17, 2012 in Indianapolis, Indiana. And if you would like to register or hear more information, you can visit our website at www.heroconf.com. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for joining us today.